What is up, Ludy Bros Army? Your boys are back, and we finally made it to the end of this whole thing. It's been a wild ride down in that bubble in Orlando. We've seen so many crazy games, twists and turns along the way. And we finally have our two representatives from each conference. We've got the Heat, the Miami Heat coming out of the Eastern Conference, and we've got the Los Angeles Lakers coming out of the West. So, Lil Bro, why don't you give us just a quick update how things went in that Lakers Nuggets series, and then I'll hit us up with a quick breakdown for the Celtics and Heat, and then we'll give some previews and predictions for this finals matchup.
Okay, well, not the Celtics. The Lakers handled their business. They finished off the Denver Nuggets in 5 games, but I will tip my hat off to the Denver Nuggets. They fought and battled throughout the playoffs. They came back on Utah 3-1, came back on the Clippers 3-1. But you can only do that so many times in the NBA and just run out of gas, run out of steam, and that's exactly what happened to the Denver Nuggets. But I will be looking for them next season to be in title contention along with the rest of the Western Conference. But in the end, they ran into LeBron James-led team and Anthony Davis. So, and we've all seen that LeBron James is no Kawhi Leonard. He is the king of the NBA. And right now, he's looking favored in these NBA finals.
Okay. Well, then over on the other side of the bracket, we had the Miami Heat beating the Boston Celtics in 6 games. That was a very personal one for me. Be on the lookout for a video talking about the Celtics, a season in review. I'm going to be dropping that for you guys. But the Miami Heat, they played really well. They played team basketball. It was a group effort. They're well coached. Eric Spoelstra had those guys ready to play in that Eastern Conference Finals, and they had a lot of different weapons step up over the course of the series. They put Boston away in 6, and they earned the right here to face King James and the rest of the Los Angeles Lakers here in the NBA Finals, which are going to be tipping off on Wednesday. So let's go ahead. Let's get into the preview. Let's get some predictions out to you guys. Lil Bro, what are you going to be looking for with this matchup between the Miami Heat and the Los Angeles Lakers? You already kind of said a couple little things talking about the Lakers. What are you looking for, getting this series going?
I know what LeBron's going to do. I know what Anthony Davis is going to do. They're going to have their advantages. But what's going to be interesting is Jimmy Butler and Crowder, and they have Iguodala there to, at least try and slow him down on that side of the ball. But I'm actually going to see how the Laker defense is going to be able to try and stop. Tyler Hero and Duncan Robinson have been getting off, and at least every other game in these playoffs. So I'm wondering how they're going to try and stop them. And then Bam Adebayo, is he still going to have that same impact that he's been having, throughout their playoff run? That's what I'm going to be looking for.
That, if you look back over the course of these playoffs, we saw Miami Heat and what they did against the Bucks. What they did against the Boston Celtics is not necessarily the same game plan that they're going to use against the Lakers, but what they did against the Bucks actually might be a blueprint for success because they walled up against Giannis, whose game is predicated on that dribble penetration, driving to the basket. And we know with LeBron, he's improved his shooting over the years, but he likes to get to the rack, and that's how a lot of things are initiated. A lot of the offensive sets for the Lakers are initiated is with LeBron driving to the basket. So I'm interested to see if Eric Spoelstra is going to have them using that same type of defense that they used against Giannis, trying to wall things up to keep LeBron, out of the paint and out from getting to the cup. So that's what I'm really going to be looking for. Also, another thing that people might be forgetting, because it's already been so many years, but Spoelstra coached LeBron to his first title. So he's going to, know his game probably inside and out. A lot of the things that he had LeBron working on that LeBron has added into his two belt, Spoelstra is the one who kind of helped him guide those things along for LeBron. So I think that first-hand information could be crucial going forward into this matchup for the Miami Heat and how they're going to be matching up. I'm also looking for Bam. He was so huge this last round against the Celtics, but just how much is he going to be able to do? Jokic from the Denver series, Jokic is a better center than Bam Adebayo. And we saw what happened to him. He was held in check. So it's going to be interesting to see how much Bam is going to be able to really do anything against Anthony Davis and Dwight Howard.
Yeah, but I think the thing is, yes, Eric Spoelstra is going to be there and have them ready, but I feel like LeBron James, this is his 10th finals. And for a lot of these guys, this is their first finals appearances. So I think that he's just going to take care of them because he's been in this position before. But I mean, Miami's not gonna just fade away. They're a tough Brazilian team. I just feel like the Lakers are just going to have a lot of advantages going into it.
Right. I mean, speaking of your advantages, I mean, if you break down what the Lakers are bringing to the table, they're bringing LeBron with his 10 finals appearances, but he's not the only one who's been to the finals. Danny Green has championships. JaVale McGee has championships. Dwight Howard has been to the finals. You know, Rajon Rondo has championships, been to the finals. And then you look at the bench, Jason Kidd has a championship and has been to the finals multiple times. I don't know if I mentioned Dwight Howard. He's been to the NBA finals. Okay, so they have a wealth of experience mixed with that youth of the guys like Caruso, Kuzma, Caldwell Pope. They have a wealth of, even, what's his name? Hennessy. He's been to the finals.
J.R. Smith.
JR. He's been to the finals and he's there on the bench. So, I mean, hey, for what it is, you never know, even if it's just talking to guys, being in their ear, cheering them on. I see JR and he's cheerleading, the biggest cheerleader over on the bench. That's what you need at the bubble, because they're always talking about, when you're watching on TV, it seems like there's a lot of noise, but what they're saying there is that it's just so quiet. So you need the guys on the bench to be up and animated and cheering them on, giving that energy. You're going to desperately need that. Let's get into the prediction aspect of it. I don't give Miami Heat much. As they're coming up against this Laker team. I do think Lakers are going to win. I'm going to give it 5 games, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a sweep. Jimmy Butler, for me, watching that last round, a lot was made for Jimmy Butler being the leader of that Heat team, and I know that he is, but the Heat got so much contributions from other guys. I didn't see Jimmy Butler step up to actually put them on his back the way that he, has done at other points during the regular season. I just don't know if he's going to even be able to do that here against King James. Because what LeBron likes to do, what we saw in crunch time, what did LeBron do on Jamal Murray? He switched over onto him.
He switched over and took him out.
So, I mean, and you always have that card in your back pocket to play. And LeBron, more than anybody, knows what an opportunity he has here to get this championship and add it to his resume. I just have a very hard time, because there was so many times in this previous series where even the Heat couldn't score. And if you're a team that's going to go for long stretches without scoring, you're going to have a very hard time beating a team that's got LeBron and Anthony Davis.
Yeah. I'm gonna say 5 games as well. But I'm just because the Heat, I've called them a sleeper since for the season. I'm gonna give them a potentially 6th game. Just out of respect, but I could see the Lakers just taking care of business and handling them in 5 as well.
You know what? That game that the Lakers had against the Denver Nuggets, the closeout game, the one game that the Clippers couldn't get, the one game that Utah Jazz couldn't get, the Lakers went out there and they got it, and LeBron led the way. And that goes to show you just how much LeBron knows that this is the golden opportunity to add to his resume and to the argument of the greatest of all time. Once again, be on the lookout. We're gonna be sitting down and we're gonna be discussing. We gave a lot of attention to Michael Jordan and The Last Dance, and now it's time to give another GOAT, the due diligence he deserves. LeBron James is a greatest of all time type of player. A lot of people, a lot of these experts are on TV and they're kind of wavering on giving him his credit. The Ludy Bros are going to sit down and we're going to talk about LeBron James being an all-time great and the argument between LeBron and Michael Jordan. There is an argument. There is a case that can be made. A lot of people might not want to give it to LeBron, but the case is there for him being the greatest of all time. So we're going to sit down and we're going to get a video out to you guys discussing that.
Yeah. Real quick about that golden opportunity. I think this is the first time LeBron's been in the finals and he hasn't have to go up against really a top-tier player in the league right now. So I think he's gonna, like I said, handle his business and take it all the way.
Yeah, I'm gonna stick to my 5. And like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 4. I wouldn't be surprised if actually, you know what? I would be surprised if it goes 6. I would be. I think what you just said is a key. The Heat don't have that star power to go ahead and match up with the Lakers. And I mean, as a matter of fact, unless you're gonna put Bam there. Bam, I mean, I had him as the X factor in my last video. I mentioned Bam Adebayo as the X factor. He's going to be the X factor again for the Heat in this coming series. How effective is he going to be going up against the 3-headed monster? of Dwight, JaVale, and most importantly, Anthony Davis, who a lot of people had as the defensive player of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So that's going to be the big one that I'm looking for. But all right, well, hey, me and my little bro, we gave you guys our prediction. I'm going to stick with 5. He's got 5, potentially 6. Hey, little bro, why don't you go ahead and wrap up this preview for the NBA Finals here in 2020?
All right, for sure. Hey guys, if you guys like this video, please hit that like button. Subscribe today if you're new to the channel. We got more NBA content dropping in the next few weeks. If you guys, by the way, we want to get your comments down below. So let us know how you felt about both conference finals and what you're feeling about going into these finals. We'd love to hear your comments down below and interact with you guys. And we'll just catch you guys in the next one. See you later.